I'm Charlotte Twetton, here with Sean Patrick Lovett, our Vatican expert. Sean, we're not in our usual place today. We were rained out from our terrace.
But the rain didn't stop any of these people from lining up, some of them for 4 or 5 hours, to file inside St. Peter's Basilica to pay their last respects and say their farewells to Pope Francis.
We do apologize if anyone hears any echo. Again, we are in studio today. Sean, it's true, we've seen tons of people storming the streets and the lines are so long. What is it about the death of a pope that draws in so many people?
So thousands, yes. I mean, I couldn't get out of the metro this morning for it was very, very early for the numbers. And there are men and women and children and grandmothers and grandfathers and babies in strollers. And the curious thing, Charlotte, we know that not all of them are Catholic. And if you stop and ask them, where are you from, why are you here, the answer most often is because we saw him on television. He's been a part of our lives for all this time, and we felt it was the right thing to do. And then you ask the follow-up question, as we journalists try to do, which is, in what sense has he been part of your life? And the answer again is, well, I'm not Catholic, or I was brought up Catholic, but I don't practice, But somehow I felt that he was like a father figure. He spoke to me personally. And this you're hearing from people who maybe weren't always in accord or in agreement with some of the things that he did or some of the things he said. But now they feel they have to be here. This is the right place to be. This is the right time to be. It's the right thing to do, to pay my respects to this man who spoke to me personally and has been a part of my life for all these years.
It is so interesting, as we've seen world leaders come in who didn't necessarily agree with him. We've seen people throughout the streets who, some of them don't even know anything about the faith itself. What would you say is typically the feeling in the air? What is typically the motivation, and what is typically seen as people's attitudes as they wait for hours in order to see his passing place?
As you asked that question, which I wasn't prepared for, by the way, what comes to mind? When Jesus sees all those people out there, and do you remember what the gospel says? He saw them, they looked like sheep without a shepherd. When I saw the crowds lining up in front of St. Peter's today, it was like a pilgrimage, like people in search of something. They have come in search of something. The world is searching for leadership, it's searching for signs, it's searching for a point of reference in a moment of great confusion. And that was my sense. And people are crying and they're praying and the sense of searching for a point of reference, sheep without a shepherd. And of course, that's what a pope is he not? He is the shepherd of the flock. And I think in some senses, certainly, that may be what at least some of them are looking for.
Such a beautiful moment here in Rome. Now, we also know that soon we'll be having the funeral. As the people keep streaming in, how long do they have to see the Pope? And is there anything they have to do in preparation for these crowds?
Okay, well, I have friends, I have relations who are flying in for all the reasons we just said, because they feel they need to be here. They understand it's also a historic moment. For many, they say it's a once-in-a-lifetime, and for many it will be once-in-a-lifetime experience, and they feel they need to be here. So do not be afraid. Security is extraordinary. There is a no-fly zone over Rome. The Vatican security, Italian security, they've all kicked in. You're absolutely safe. And the Basilica is going to be kept open all night tonight. It closes at 7 p.m. on Friday evening, because on Friday evening at 7 p.m. they close the coffin and ready it for the funeral on Saturday morning. So I do know people who skipped the line because they got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to come in here. So, if you are in Rome or in the vicinity or you're on your way, tonight's the night, after midnight.
Thank you for that little hint. Stay tuned tomorrow for further information and more stories related to what's happening here in Rome while we await the papal funeral. I'm Charlotte Twetton. This is Sean Patrick Lovett, our Vatican expert, for Rome Reports, in conjunction with the Saint App.